Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. In today's video, we're going to look at getting started with the Flesh Eater Courts in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, using the faction Spearhead box set as a starting point. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. And so, leading the box set is an Abhorrent Arch Regent. This is one of the biggest sort of Flesh Eater Courts heroes. Still, it's a foot hero, so 6 wounds, 5+ save, control score of 2, everything you expect there. 5 attacks in melee with 3s and 3s to hit and wound, Ren 1, damage 2. Now, its big thing is, first of all, the abilities and keywords this model has. It is a Wizard 2, which is really nice. I mean, it can cast and unbind 2 spells in your phase, which is really cool. And you've also got a unique spell on the model called Carrying Call, which is a casting roll 2d6 and you need a 6 to get it off. Now, the effect of this is the first friendly Flesh Eater Courts units to be set up in the following movement phase can immediately move d6. This is a really powerful ability because you've got some reserves coming on the table, being able to be closer than that 9-inch buffer. Even just getting a 1 on this really increases the chance of getting those charges off. Your Countless Servants ability is used during the hero phase, and you pick a friendly Serf or Knight unit, Serfs generally being like your on-foot ghouls, and Knights being either your mounted cavalry, things like Morbeg Knights, or the larger Flesh Eater Courts models. You roll a dice on a 3+, you can return some models to the unit. Next we get 10 Crypt Guard. This is a single unit of Crypt Guard within the box set. They've got a 6+ save, 1 health and control score of 1. They are a Serfs unit, so they can return quite a few models from the Abhorrent Arch Regent's ability, but they have a couple of abilities. First of all, Armory of Madness, where you declare a fight ability for this unit, and if any damage points inflicted by attacks made by part of this fight ability are allocated to enemy models, those enemy units can't use commands. This is a pretty powerful ability. Even if you can only get a little bit of damage through with this unit, they don't do an awful lot, just 3 attacks and 4s with Ren 1, damage 1. It's being able to stop commands, but just getting a point of damage through is pretty good. Now, their Royal Bodyguard ability is the big reason these guys are good in your force. They can go near a Flesh Eater Courts hero, and or while that hero is nearby them, both this unit and your Flesh Eater Courts unit of Crypt Guard will get ward 5+ instead of their regular ward. Morbeg Knights are next, and these are one of the many Knight units we have access to. A 12-inch move with fly is really nice, meaning they can ignore all vertical terrain. When they move, they just can't land on enemy units on any impassable or unstable terrain. Now, they've got quite a few attacks in combat, along with the charge +1 damage rule on their Grizzly Lancers to give them lots of damage to attacks. Now, any charge phase, they can use Shrieking Charge, where if this unit charged, they can pick an enemy unit and inflict some mortal damage on them on a 2+. But Predator's Pounce is a big thing, where this unit can use charge abilities even if they've retreated, and they don't suffer mortal damage when the unit retreats. This is really powerful. With that large move, fly, and everything there, they can be incredibly mobile on the table. Last thing in the box set, we get a second hero. Now, what's cool about our Varghulf Courtier is it can be included in a bunch of other models' regiments as a unit, and that includes our Abhorrent Arch Regent. The Varghulf Courtier is a larger hero with 8 health, a 5+ save. It's got the ability Bounding Strides, which means it can pass across terrain as if it had fly and sort of just lopes over them, which is pretty cool. Now, your Victory Feast as well is an ability where the model can heal at the end of the turn and then immediately retreat so long as it slains the models in an enemy unit. It's got quite a few attacks in combat, with 7 attacks with anti-infantry +1 Ren, meaning you Ren 2 damage 2 against infantry with them. And the dagger-like fangs as well are +1 Ren anti-infantry, so Ren 3 damage 3 with a single attack you get from that weapon as well. Now, where to go next with the force, and the Abhorrent Cardinal is where we're going to start. We've already got a wizard in our force, and priests are pretty solid in the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. They do get to cast prayers in their turns, and they can actually spend these points over a multitude of different turns, growing them and getting more powerful versions of their prayers off, which is cool. Now, the Abhorrent Arch Regent is a Priest 1, meaning they can do 1 prayer each turn, and this means you could also counter prayer on your opponent's turn, so trying to get those prayer points up nice and quick. Now, their ability Rousing Oration as well means you can pick a friendly Fleshly Courts hero, hollow in 12 each of them during the hero phase, and give them a number of Noble Deeds points equal to the roll as long as you roll a 2+ on the D3 you're rolling. Lastly, we have Crypt Horrors. This models here fit as a perfect reinforced unit in the last amount of points we've got for building up this force. But not only that, they are 4 health each with a 5+ save. Movement 7 on Monstrous Infantry is pretty nice as well. 4 attacks each with crit auto wound on 4s to hit, 3s to wound, no rend but damage 2. But they do have royal approval, where if they're near any courtier or abhorrents, which is both the characters we've picked to lead our regiments here, the Abhorrent Archregent and the Abhorrent Cardinal. Pretty easy to figure out where the abhorrent keyword comes from. Now, they get +1 rend if they're hollow within 12 inch of any of those characters, which is nice. The unit also heals D3 during the hero phase as well, keeping them nice and strong in the fight for longer. And so our list today is Flesh Eater Courts, obviously, and we've gone for Cannibal Core. I think this is just a general all-round battle formation we can use here, and this gives us Hunger for Glory, where once per turn during our army, at the end of the turn, we can give 1 Noble Deed point to each friendly Flesh Eater Courts hero wholly outside friendly territory. This might not go on our Cardinal, who's probably going to be the one in the backfield, but definitely really good to get on the Varghulf and the Abhorrent Archregent, who will be more up there and in the opponent's face. And so our first regiment is going to be led with our hero, the Abhorrent Archregent, who is also going to be our general. Now after that, for units inside the regiment, we then have our Morbeg Knights, Crypt Guard, and the Varghulf Courtier as a unit inside the regiment with the heroic trait Savage Beyond Reason. This is going to give the model, while it has fewer than 6 Noble Deed points, crit 2 hits, but also while it's got 6 Noble Deed points, crit mortal, so it's getting a buff regardless of what it has there. Our second regiment then has our Abhorrent Cardinal leading it as the hero, and you've got the Artifact of Power, the Charnel Vestments, where if this model's already a priest, it's going to get +1 to its chanting rolls, which is really nice. And for units inside the regiment, we then have our Crypt Horror unit that's going to be reinforced. We hope this video was helpful in getting you started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and it was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you have any other questions at all, please comment down below, and while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and join our Discord server to check out all our future Warhammer Age of Sigmar content.